Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawadah, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, RAKAKWADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here topic since this seems to be going on again, dealing with my my main channel, all right? Basically, I believe that YouTube is about to go through and probably try to hit another strike again, because the last time this happened, they hit me with an age restriction situation on one day. The next day they did it again. Then the next day I got a strike, all right? Now, all my videos are all age restricted. The whole site is like that, right? Now, they just hit me with another one of those age restrictions, which that doesn't really do anything to your channel. They just, put the age restriction on there or whatever, whatnot. But like I said, this was the trend that happened last time. And, it's crazy that they went back and grabbed a video from like 2 years ago, which was a documentary piece that I had uploaded about Native American history. All right. So it wasn't even me talking on there or whatever, whatnot. It was like an actual documentary for educational purposes. There was no hate speech or nothing like that. It was educational. All right. That was, these Edomites the ones that put it out. So it wasn't nothing, it's just like you watching a documentary on, whatever, let's just say the Egyptians, on National Geographic or something like that, But nevertheless, all in all, through the spirit, maybe they might be doing this again. But nevertheless, I also want to touch in on, taking this here thing serious, because as we know, according to prophecy, there's going to be that famine of the word coming. All right. And now more than ever, it's not a time for you to be lackadaisical, especially with this here coronavirus going around the globe, and saying that to say this, that the Most High is really turning up on this here judgment. We're going into, like Apostle Tahar deemed this year the year of prophecy, and that's all that's been going on since January 1st. Man, it really feels like we 6-7 months into the damn year, but what, we all only at the beginning of the year, so there's no telling what's around the corner, what's coming. Well, we know according to prophecies, the things that's going to come, but we don't know how things are going to roll out, as far as what's coming around the corner next and what they're going to do or whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, as we see, and, if you've been, for the brothers that's been putting up these videos or whatever, whatnot for some time, you notice that when certain events happen, all right, and you happen to do videos on those events, a lot of the times they'll go in and try to take down those videos one way or another, dealing with just, mainstream events or whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, this is something to take heed to and take seriously, and I noticed that, I put this up, matter of fact, let me find that video. It was the, let me find it. Let me see. About a month ago, I put this here video up, the very first one, Channel Strike. New channel is up, and there was another one, new channel is up, right here at the very top of the screen. At the very beginning of those videos, you can find out how to get reconnected with our other pages. All right. So, and now pretty much all the brothers throughout, you see the apostles, man, they all got different channels. Everybody got different channels because they keep striking down our channels. All right. But nevertheless, as we read in, we'll actually open up with that in the scriptures. But nevertheless, with this famine of the word, you don't want to be caught out there, hungry and thirsty looking for this here truth, man. All right. Because just like when my main page got that strike on there or whatever, whatnot, and I wasn't able to upload. I wasn't able to reach out to the subscribers on my main page to let them know what was going on, So in a sense like that, a lot of you didn't even know that I had this other channel. All right. So it wasn't until my channel got back up that, I was able to, make mention of it, where you would find out what was going on. And I remember there was a subscriber that was, that wanted making a comment. It was like, man, I was checking for you, man. I was trying to figure out what was going on or whatever, whatnot, which is, that's good that you are looking out for things like that. But ultimately, you want to make sure you have everything covered, man. All right. Because, you want to have these access to these backup pages or whatever, whatnot, just so you're able to, how do I say, keep, more or less to say, keep in touch with this here truth, more or less to say, because you never know, like Apostle Tahar, right? He had to, what is the 666 mark, right? Now that page is no longer there, all right? Now, he didn't name his second page, what is the 666 mark 2, or anything like that. So, you know, you'd have to kind of be in a loop to find out what the new page was. All right. So this is why it's important to stay connected. And Lord willing, I'll do my best to try to throw some links down in the description so you can easily find these here pages, you know, my backup page. But it is very important. All right. If you know, if you're being edified by my videos, it's very important that you subscribe to this here second page. All right. Because like I said, I have a feeling that I'm probably trying to hit this here page again. All right. And try to take it down. All right. But nevertheless, you know, and we're not like these other YouTubers that's asking like, comment, and subscribe or whatever, whatnot. You know, they do a lot of those things so they can get their videos to be seen because they're monetizing their videos. You know, this is a way that they're making money. You know, so that's not why we're asking for you to subscribe. This is just you know, it's only going to benefit you if you sincerely eating. All right, you go into this here restaurant and it's giving you this here free food to eat with. You know, and all of a sudden they had some issue with the building where they was at. You know, and they're about to move to another location, you know, or your doctor's office where you need some kind of medicine or whatever, whatnot. You want to keep ignoring the, you know, your mail that's coming in the mail or whatever, you just throw it away, disregard it. Your emails, you disregard it. And they're trying to let you know that, hey, we're about to move our location to this here spot, you know. But now all of a sudden that medicine that you need to survive, you know, you just kept throwing away the mail or whatever, whatnot, because it wasn't all that important to you. You'll get it whenever you can. You know, now all of a sudden you show up to your local pharmacy and that pharmacy is gone. All right, now you're looking all over the place for the pharmacy. You know, you need your medicine before you wind up dying or whatever, whatnot, and all of a sudden you can't find it. So this is important for you to, you know, do your due diligence to make sure you have things backed up. You know, like I said on these two videos, you know, the very first video on this here page and a couple videos up, it says new channel up. All right, and they stood up on their feet. In the very beginning of these videos, all right, I'll show you how to get to the you know, how to get to these pages, like this here page, which is my backup page, which, like I said, Lord willing, I'll remember to put links in the description. All right, but our main camp pages, you know, we got a couple of those because, hey, even our main camp page, man, had received a strike, so we had to make a backup page for that, you know. And so if you're being edified off of you know, an important thing about the main pages is the fact of if we ever get disconnected from one another, you know, our videos are also, you know, each member of the camp individually, and we all have our own pages, but we also have like our main camp pages where our videos are all uploaded on there. So if had you been connected to the main page, all right, you wouldn't have really had an interruption with my videos. You know, you could have just went there and see my videos being uploaded over there, and you would have got the inside scoop to where you can find the backup page. All right, so this is the importance of why, you know, I'm letting you know about these things like that, because like I said, you know, it looks like they're starting to attack my channel again. All right, my main channel again. All right, and so you know, for the most part, I'll probably be just uploading on that main channel. All right, until something happens on that channel, and then we'll switch back to this here channel. But it's important for you now to subscribe to this second channel, because you're not gonna get a warning once they take down that channel. Like, yo, all right, we terminated this here channel. Now you're trying to figure out where that video was that had the links to this here channel at. All right. So I wanted to say that before I open up this here lesson and get into these here scriptures. Like I said, you know, check out this here channel, which is this channel here is called YAHAWAH Reloaded. All right. So here we go. Here we go right here. YAHAWAH Reloaded. Like I said, I'll put links in the description for you to be able to find it. All right. So we're gonna jump into some scriptures, which is dealing with the same scenario, because hey, now more than ever, you know, we hey, matter of fact, you know, that was a spirit. I could have grabbed that. All right. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth ye have but a short time. You know, this wasn't actually a part of my lesson, but it was in the spirit that was just right there. But nevertheless, hey man, this is the time where Esau know his time is up. All right, so he's gonna pull out all the stops and do whatever he can do, as we know according to the scriptures, persecution of the men of the Lord. All right, the famine of the word and things like that, man. So Esau's doing all that he can to try to take us up off the internet. All right, so you need to do your due diligence to be able to stay locked in for as long as possible. All right, get you know, scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. All right, so you want to make sure that you have all bases covered, man. All right, make sure that you're eating your daily bread. All right, and you're being edified and built up, because hey man, as you can see with the coronavirus, man. All right, you know, you don't know, you know, who is who walking around out here, man. These people are walking time bombs, you know, and you want to make sure that you know what's going on. You don't, there's a lot of people here in America don't even know that the coronavirus is in America, regular everyday ass people. So you don't want to get caught like a thief in the night, and say that in all kind of different ways. Just like, hey, channel goes down, you don't know what happened to the channel. You've been watching certain brothers for so long, and all of a sudden that channel's gone down, and you don't know where to find that brother at, and you may have been getting edified and taught by this certain brother or whatever, whatnot, you like their teaching style, you take notes or whatever, whatnot, then all of a sudden that channel is gone, So it's important, all right, to understand the times that we in, measure the times diligently, all right. So we're gonna go over to the book of Amos, all right, and dealing with this here famine of the word, all right, because this is a prophecy that's right around the corner, man. All right, this is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahweh. So like I was saying, I made the metaphor about, you have to get your medicine or whatever, whatnot, from this here pharmacy. You want to make sure that you have, you in good contact with this here pharmacy in case something happens, they have to move, but ultimately, the Lord is going to remove his prophets from off the highways and the byways. All right. And that's also another way that we can measure these times that we're living in right now and how close we are to the end. Because as we see, Esau is inching and inching and inching. You had the 3 YouTube updates recently that just happened, like at the end of last year all the way up into this year. All right. With the, how do you say, commercially viable videos, child restriction situations or whatever, whatnot, So we understand that they're trying whatever they can to so-called get us up off the internet, without flat out coming out saying, hey, we want to get the Hebrew Israelites off the YouTube and off the internet, all right? Because that would be a clear sign of like, all right, maybe they saying, saying something that's beneficial unto me, they trying to hide this from me, and a lot of you Israelites, you Jakes, you know what I'm saying, whether you know this truth or you don't know this truth, all right, you like to say a lot of things, you have that situation, oh man, they might be lying about this, they might be lying about that, or they trying to cover something up. Things ain't always what it seems, and that's pretty much how it is with Esau, So, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to come flat out and say, oh, we're trying to get the Israelites off the internet, you know what I'm saying? Because then, people will start asking, well, if they all wrong and it's all fake or whatever, whatnot, why take them off? You have all kind of people that's like playing Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that, Well, that shit ain't real, but they allow them to keep doing that, But nevertheless, continuing on, you don't want to be this here person, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. All right, so let me read verse 13. In that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. All right, looking, there's going to be a point in time where, especially you have a lot of these people that's walking by the camps or whatever, whatnot, and they know that the truth is out there, whatever, whatnot, but they put it on the back burner. Oh, I'll get to it one day, you know what I'm saying? Just like how, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, mainly you Negroes, and I'm going to call you that instead of saying Israelites at this point in time because, like in that Christianity, more or less, say you that Gentile mind state, A lot of you so-called Negroes would like to wait until you get a lot older, into your elderly age, to so-called go to church and give your life over to the Lord, because you, in your mind, is like, I'm going to go do my wickedness first and foremost, and then when I get older and slow down, then I'm going to go give my life to the Lord. But and, in this same time and since now, you think you got all the time to watch the videos, you neglecting videos or whatever, whatnot, you need to go get your daily edification and exhortation, man, because you might not never know what's on the video, all right? And especially like my videos, I pretty much title all my videos as a scripture, so you may know what the topic is about based off of the scripture or whatever, whatnot, or what all may be said inside the video, because like I said, I might just put one scripture, or more than likely I'll only put one scripture that'll fit in the title description, but it's important for you to get that edification or whatever is in that video, all right? So, again, you don't want to be this in verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it, all right? You don't want to be caught out there like those unwise virgins who, when the bridegroom came, but yeah, basically when YAHAWASHI came, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have their lamp oil, you know what I'm saying? Now they trying to figure out, oh, let me get this and let me get that, So you don't want to be in this here time, oh, if I can only get in touch with this person, I can get relinked back up. You might not never know what's going on. They might, take us all off the internet all at once, and if you not built up and not knowing what's going on, or trying to get this here breakdown, or when is this or when is that, or what does this mean, or what does that mean, or what are we going to do with this, what are we going to do with that, or so on and so forth, then you're just going to be you're going to be left out there to dry, man. All right, you don't want your excuse to be, you know what I'm saying, I put off watching the videos or whatever, whatnot. I put off from subscribing or checking this out and checking that out. And that was the reason that, you know, you wind up missing your salvation rod, you know. That's you know, I tend to put that in my mind a lot of times, you know, when just thinking about certain things, you know what I'm saying, and talking to certain people like, yo, you don't want your excuse, like the scriptures say, man. You know, had I not come, you know, they would have a cloak for their sins, you know, but now that I come, there's no cloak for their sins, you know, roughly paraphrasing. So you, basically is you're not going to have no excuse. You know, the Lord can always ask you, well, what's your excuse why you didn't make it? You know, ultimately you had to be chosen, but in a sense, the Lord can be like, well, why you didn't make it? You know, oh, I was too busy trying to get the bag out here, or I was too busy out here doing this and doing that. I didn't have time to watch the videos. I didn't have time for that. I was too busy trying to do whatever, you know, whatever it is, you know, like scripture say, he did, roughly paraphrasing, seeketh to save his life shall lose his life, but he that shall lose his life for my sake shall have everlasting life, you know, roughly paraphrasing, you know. So you out here still trying to, you know, you got Jake out here still trying to, you know, get established here in this here society, all right, when this whole place is going down a drain, man, all right, and, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, you know, you don't want to go quit your job today and say, fuck paying bills, because we don't know how much longer we're going to be here. But ultimately, you know, if, you know, your number one priority is trying to advance in this here society for certain things or whatever, whatnot, you putting the Lord off, you know, when the Lord come back, and that's going to be your excuse. Well, why didn't you make it? Why didn't you have time for this, and that? Or I was out there trying to get this here bag, man. I was trying to get this here money. Well, if you've been watching the videos, you would have known that there was an economic collapse and all this was going to go away anyway very shortly. So what you was doing was irrelevant. You know, it was basically redundant, you know. But nevertheless, you don't want to get caught out there like this, all right? You want to make your call in your election, sure, man, all right? Not everybody's going to be a prophet or whatever, whatnot, but also, you know, you're going to have those true believers. And, you know, and a part of that, doing that work is what? Also, how do I say? Studying and doing your research, you know? I remember before I came into the camp, before I got on this side of the fence, you know, and, you know, I still do this the same way, but, you know, it was like a whole different type of situation. It was like, yo, man, this is my bread and butter. Like, yo, I'm putting everything else to the side. You know, when I first came into this truth, just all into it, finding this and finding that and so on and so forth. And it was like, yo, before sometimes, you know, certain things was put out into the open, I was already up on it. Like, damn, they must have took down this brother's channel. Let me start, you know what I'm saying, going through these brothers' channels or whatever, whatnot, to try to see if I can find something to link back up. Then lo and behold, you know, the new channel pop up and be like, oh, okay. You know, but you have to make your call in your election, sure, man. Or you got to do your due diligence to make sure you're doing what you need to do on your side, you know, before somebody else has to tell you these things. You know, that's also a sign of whether or not you're a man of the Lord in this thing or not, you know, because like I said, I could think back to when I was on the other side of the fence, you know, I wasn't in contact with anybody in any camp or anything like that and nothing like that. But I know I was watching and learning and getting edified off the videos. And, you know, I would just sit there and like binge watch the videos back to back to back to back. And I would have my notebook, you know what I'm saying? And every single precept, it started out with, you know, the good precepts that I would, oh, that's a good one. I would write those precepts down. But it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to just sit here and pick over these precepts like that. What I'm going to do is every time a precept come out, I'm going to write that precept down. No matter what it is, I'm going to write all these precepts down that's coming out on the videos. And ultimately what I did was, all right, these precepts are all talking about thermonuclear missiles. These precepts are talking about who are the Israelites, the breakdowns to this, the name, and so on and so forth. And I compiled me a book with different subjects. So, and that was my study guide. You know what I'm saying? When I want to know about, all right, the characteristics of the Israelites, all right, the characteristics of the Edomites, who would be controlling, you know, I have my own subject with all the precepts that went along with it, you know. And I'm not saying that that's what you should be doing or whatever. It wouldn't be a bad thing for you to do it. I'm saying that to say this. I didn't have nobody over top of me. Like, I wasn't in a camp or nothing like that to where they were like, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that to do this. I took that upon my own self because I wanted to build myself up to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that at least that I was doing, you know, especially in my mind in that time, you know what I'm saying, I was like, not even to say an infant, because I'm more or less like an infant now, you know, and it's here truth, you know. But nevertheless, back then I was just like, you know, basically still in the womb. You know, I was incubating in the womb, but I wanted to make sure that when I, you know what I'm saying, broke up out the womb, I was prepared for, you know, or at least somewhat prepared, you know. I could have my own study guide. So even if, you know, the famine of the word came at that point in time and the minute the Lord was off, you know, I couldn't find none of the videos no more or whatever, whatnot. I had, you know what I'm saying, I had my book that I had done pretty much created with these here precepts that I can just go and study that, you know, going on back and forth. And, you know, I also was downloading videos, you know, just had a whole hard drive full of videos or whatever, whatnot, you know, and I would convert those videos, you know, especially videos I hadn't watched or some videos I watched, I would convert those videos into MP3s, and I would go to work and listen to my MP3 player. This was, again, this was way back. You know, I would listen to my little MP3 player at work, you know, with just the videos back to back to back to back to back, so I could get certain things in. You know, and again, I'm saying that to say this: making your calling your election sure, man. Making sure you're doing your due diligence. All right, making sure you're doing all that you can do. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to leave, you know, like in a race, you running a race or whatever, whatnot. By the time you cross that finish line, you don't want to have no energy left. You want to expend all your energy during the race, because once you cross the finish line for the final time, man, what you need the rest of that energy for? It's not like you got a final lap after that, or an extra lap that you can use that extra energy for. You know, let's say you're in second place and you close behind first place and you're running in that race, but you got, you know, you still got some energy left, and he's damn near out of energy because he used so like, he used all of his energy already, you know, and you still got a little bit left. Why sit there and hold on to that energy until after you cross the finish line? Go ahead and use that energy up now and try to pass him up, all right, to complete the race in first place, man. All right, so this is the things, you know, you want to, how do I say, make sure that you've done all the things that you can do or whatever, whatnot, you know, you know, whatever the Lord puts in your mind, how do I say, to get your studying on, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, you know, like I said, it's actually a great idea to be writing down these precepts back to back to back to back to back, no matter how many times you heard it, no matter what or whatever, whatnot, because, hey, man, it's just going to only help you out, you know? You know, you have to make your calling and your election sure, man. You have to work out your own salvation, man. All right? Just like, hey, you in the same position that we were all in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. Well, it is like that, where the Lord, you know, chose us to be into this thing. You know, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. But carnally speaking, in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, you know, it's not like, you know, we're learning these precepts and whatever, whatnot. Like, again, ultimately, it's the Lord that's putting it inside of us and things like that. But you have to do your due diligence of reading, studying, going over certain things and finding out your due diligence, and, you know, watching other videos about certain things or whatever, whatnot. You know, like, you know, I speak a lot about the war, technology, and economics and things like that. So in order for me to know about these things, I got to actually do some research into these things, so I'm not just regurgitating certain things and just sounding dumb. You know, it's like, well, you actually got to put in time for that, you know, and so on and so forth. So you have to, you know, and I remember people, you know, relatives or whatever, whatnot, would come in and be like, bro, you always sitting there watching that YouTube, bro. Why you just always in it? Hey, I'm studying, bro. I'm in class right now. I'm trying to get my information out, so I'm not being caught like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being caught off guard. I understand what's going on with all these things. I understand, you know, all the evil atrocities that the so-called white man is doing. You know, those people who think the so-called white man is just a saint and an angel, they ain't really got their eyes open to see what's really going on, man. They ain't really looking into these things, man. They haven't really looked into their own past and their own history. This is why they're going to get caught like a thief in the night, because they didn't do their due diligence. You know, ultimately, the Lord didn't choose them, but in a fleshly sense, they didn't do their due diligence of looking these things up, because it's clear as day. Everybody knows the so-called white man is the devil, but what did you do? You kept ignoring those things, you know? So I'm going to go from there to the book of... you know what? Let me grab this. I was going to kind of skip over this, but we're going to grab it anyway. This is Ezekiel chapter 3. I'll read a couple verses. This is, let me read verse 5 first. Ezekiel 3 and 5. For thou art not sent unto a people of a strange speech or of hard language, but to the house of Israel, you know? So it's not, you know, let me give it to you in this example. You know, these Edomites can be rolling around and be cussing their parents out, cussing out the police or whatever, whatnot, and they can tell you, hey, I cuss the police out all the time, you know? But they don't understand what it's like walking in your shoes. It's like, yo, man, like, matter of fact, I did a video yesterday, but I'm not going to upload that video because of the fact of, like I said, my channel's already under, you know what I'm saying, they doing that situation. This is a video inside the video showing basically these police officers just manhandling Jake, just, you know what I'm saying, and they could say whatever they want to say about that, whatever, whatnot, you know. But, you know, you have to walk with wisdom. You know, we understand that Esau is the damn devil, and he's got all this perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, we have to be wise. You know, we send a sheep among wolves. They looking for a reason to devour us. They go, oh, this is hate speech or whatever, whatnot. Like, nah, man, because y'all being exposed for y'all wickedness. Now, you know, these are the videos you like to call out for hate speech, you know. But nevertheless, you know, we could be having videos talking about these other camps, cussing them out, cussing Jake out for whatever they're doing. They let that fly. But as soon as we really go in on Esau, that's when they bring up the hate speech and things like that, you know. But nevertheless, it says, for thou art not sent unto a people of a hard people of a strange speech or of a hard language, but unto the house of Israel. Jumping down to verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted, all right? So basically, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of hard-headed ass people amongst our people, man. All right, they don't want to hearken. You'll tell them a million times. They have to find out the hard way. You know, the scriptures also say, roughly paraphrasing, when they yet had liberty to come back, you know, to the law, statutes, commandments, they despised it, you know. And the same is going to have to learn after death by pain. You know, they're going to have to find out the hard way, right? And you don't want to be out there caught like a thief in the night, man. And how much worse is it going to be, you know, for you to know that you were an Israelite, all right, and you hadn't watched a couple videos here and there, whatever, whatnot. Then ultimately, when all these things start coming to pass, you don't wind up making it, you know, like, you know, all the things that you was doing was really for a waste of time, man. All right, because why? You don't want to be lukewarm in this, all right? You want to be hot and on fire in this thing, man. All right, and again, not everybody's gonna be teachers, so it's not like you're gonna be hot and on fire. And hot and on fire don't necessarily mean, you know, how you speak and bring out precepts and whatever, whatnot, or even how many videos you putting out, you know. So, like I said, not everybody's gonna be prophets, you know, putting up videos and things like that. But you can be on fire as a diligent listener, you know, and studying and writing certain things down. And, you know, you on fire, bro. I got to get my little time, and I don't let nothing interrupt my time. And I got to dedicate this amount of time for my studying and so on and so forth. You on fire in that sense, you know, and so on and so forth. So you got to make your call in your election sure, man. You don't want to be out here like these hard-headed 2/3 is going to be put to death for not hearkening to the Lord, man. All right. Let me jump down to verse 17. Son of man, I've made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. All right, so what we were supposed to be giving the children of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, warnings from the Most High, man. All right, to come back to the law, statutes, commandments. But what? A lot of our people are hard-headed. They don't want to hearken. They want to wait till the last minute and so on and so forth. You know, the brothers is putting up videos or whatever, whatnot. They can attest to this, that they get a huge spike in numbers on their views whenever there's something major that happens, like you know, some kind of terrorist attack, something big like that, you know, some kind of big military, like let's say the Soleimani situation, you know, when World War III was highly trending. All of the World War III videos that we've been putting up had started spiking in numbers, you know. The coronavirus, those videos are spiking in numbers right now because, you know, people are panicking now. They're looking for it, you know. But really, you don't want to get caught off guard out there, you know, trying to cram all this information at the last minute, you know. Verse 18 says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speak it to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So what we're doing our part, we're warning you and letting you know about these things, man, so you can turn from your sins, and so that, you know, you can be exempt from this here judgment and be saved, all right? Verse 19, or verse 19, Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, hey, man, we're giving you these warnings of what you need to be doing. But if you don't want to hearken into these things, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, the famine of the word creep up on you, and you still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example, right? When I first came into this here truth, right, or came across the truth, right, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it was, like the scriptures say, where is it at? Salah, give me a second. This is Ezekiel 3:3. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. All right, and that's basically, you know, the Lord gave you this, you know, the Lord sent forth his prophets. His prophets are breaking down these here scriptures for you. All right, so this is the roll or the scroll or the Bible that the Lord gave you with the breakdowns. You always had the Bible, but you weren't able to break it down before. But now the Lord gave you prophets to break down these here scriptures. All right, so you need to sit here and eat the roll or devour the roll, you know. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth honey for sweetness, you know. And hey, that's how it always is when you first come into this here truth, you know. Like I said, man, you know, when I first came into this here truth, you know, as an example, it was so sweet in my mouth. It was so good. I was hearing things I had never heard before, you know, especially from so-called black men and Latino men, you know, standing outside in some weird looking garment, you know what I'm saying, which was weird to me at that point in time, you know, but they was reading the Bible and they was using certain type of languages, you know what I'm saying? They was using curse words, but I was like, yo, You know what I'm saying? I kind of stumbled at the cursing at first, but it was like the message itself really caught me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I was listening to a couple of different camps at first until I wasn't being filled with the daily nutrients that I needed from those other camps. And so ultimately I was just led to GMS, you know. But nevertheless, I kept hearing, you know, they kept saying, you know, the name of the Lord or whatever, whatnot. You know, I remember watching Zabak, and he would say something like, he would say it so fast, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what is he saying? What is he saying? Well, at first, you know, I was just trying to get down, you know, the basis of what was going on. And, oh, shit, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Oh, shit, wait a minute. We the Israelites, so-called Negroes. Oh, the Lord is black. Oh, hold on, so on and so forth. You know, I was getting all of that information at first, you know. That's the, you know, the milk, you know, and so on and so forth, you know. And I knew that they was calling the Lord by a different name, you know, and I knew it was in a different language and whatever, whatnot. But I was just like, you know, that other language is kind of hard for me to understand right now. And I don't really have the understanding of all that right at this point in time. But this other stuff is easy for me to digest. You know, that was meat. The name and all that was meat. Whereas everything else that I was learning, you know, I was Israelite and everything like that, that was milk. So I was able to digest that at the point in time, you know what I'm saying, until I got built up to a certain point, you know what I'm saying, to actually go in and get the breakdown of the name. All right. But I've been saying that to give this here example, you know, as a time that I was getting built up, watching the videos, whatever, whatnot, you know, and it wasn't at that point in time important enough for me to get the name of the Lord, which the name of the Lord is important. But if you understand the milk and the meat situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, sometimes you have to find out that you're an Israelite first before you can find out that you under the curses or that salvation is only coming for, you know, certain parts first and foremost, you know, because you may, you know, learning that the so-called white man is going into slavery, you know what I'm saying, is a lot of meat right there for somebody that's just found out about the Israelites 2 minutes ago, you know? So, you know, or the name of the Lord is something completely different. That's a real big stumbling block unto people when they first, you know, come across this truth. That's why they roll up and see the picture of the Jesus with the devil horns. They so thrown off about that, you know. That's a little too much for them to swallow. Like, hold on, now let's just read the scriptures. We can give you plenty of accounts where you can see this. They describe the skin color of these people, man, and their relatives. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Before you start stumbling into that, let me give you a little bit of milk first, you know. But you know, I wanted to bring that out because why? Basically, going back down to verse, what was it, 18 or 19? Verse 19. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. So if you out there lackadaisical, just sitting on the fence or whatever, whatnot, watching this for entertainment purposes or whatever it is or whatever, whatnot, hey man, like, yo, you basically gonna get, you basically gonna be put to death, man. All right, because the warning is right there in your face, and you don't want to hearken into it, or you know, you may be on the fence with this or whatever, whatnot, all lackadaisical or whatever, whatnot. You're not that serious about it, you know. Like I know I like camp, man. We got a couple diligent brothers that come out week in and week out, got their notepads or whatever, whatnot, or so on and so forth, you know, taking notes and studying and whatever, whatnot. I even seen one of the brothers actually putting videos up, you know. We didn't tell him to go put no videos up or nothing like that, you know, but that was in his spirit to go do that, you know. So what he's doing, what he, you know, what the Lord put into his mind and his spirit to go and do, you know what I'm saying, at the point in time, like, yo, man, yo, let me, you know what I'm saying, make my calling and my election sure. You know, I don't want to be out there caught off guard, like, yo, the Lord gave me this here talent, and I hit this here talent. I need to go do what I need to do with this here talent, man. The Lord gave you the minute of the Lord and the breakdowns of all these things, but yet, you know, you put that to the back burner. You know, you don't want to do all that, you know, because you're gonna get caught out there off guard, you know. This is James chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 17. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, this was in the beginning, you know, a somewhat of a stumbling block because I didn't understand, like, how, wait a minute, if we're not going to be saved by works, but faith, you know what I'm saying? These are intertwined, but they're not intertwined at the same time. Like, I don't get it, you know? But ultimately, it's like, let me give you a scenario, right? And break it down to you in layman's terms. So you got this one guy that's always got the good idea or whatever, whatnot. Man, I got this new lick, man. I got this new whatever it is, you know. Man, if we go and do this, man, we can make $500 million. All we got to go, these are tomorrow's winning lottery numbers or whatever, whatnot. He trying to tell you what tomorrow's winning lottery number is, you know, so on and so forth, you know. And he say he's wholeheartedly believe that and whatever, whatnot, you know, and this dude is broke, living in the same apartments as you or whatever, whatnot. But he's trying to hype you up, tell you to go play the lottery with these here numbers because, hey, it's gonna win. It's gonna win. I believe that it's gonna win. All right, so if you believe that it's gonna win so much, why don't you play those numbers? How come you haven't played? You know, if you have faith that those numbers are gonna be the winning numbers, you would have already moved to play those numbers, you know. But on the flip side, just because you know, how do I say, you doing certain works or whatever, whatnot, you know, but if you don't have faith, you know, your works are dead, you know. You may be out there putting up videos or whatever, whatnot. Like, it's simple for anybody to just start uploading videos and regurgitate the things that you know, we say in these videos or whatever, whatnot. They can literally take every precept that we write down and just read those precepts off and so on and so forth. Read about the thermonuclear missiles, Esau going into slavery, Babylon being destroyed, the RFID chip being the mark of the beast. They can sit there and tell you all those things in the scriptures, but yet and still they in line for the RFID chip, you know? Like, well, you know, like, yo, bro, you really don't have no faith, man. Your works are these are dead works. You don't even believe in the shit that you're talking about, you know? You telling me you play these numbers, you're gonna win 500 million, but you ain't played. Well, where your ticket at? Oh, bro, I ain't finna play. Well, ain't you broke like I'm broke? Why you trying to hype me up to go do this and you ain't even went and did it yet, man? Obviously, you don't really believe in it all that because you ain't really doing no work, man. You know, you telling everybody else about this here truth or whatever, whatnot, but, you know, you're not even into it like that, you know? So it says, verse 18, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without works. All right, so like I was just going into, like, yo, you say that you believe if I play these numbers, I'm going to win 500 million. Let me see your lotto ticket that showed me that you've already played these here numbers, man. All right, because if you're so sure that it's going to win, why didn't you play him yet? You know, obviously you don't really believe that because you didn't play those numbers. If it could change, you know what I'm saying, our scenario, we both broke and living paycheck, well, fuck that, we both homeless, you know what I'm saying, living in a homeless shelter, you know what I'm saying, we only got enough for this here one lotto ticket, but you say you got the numbers, but yet you know, you tired of starving, tired of being broke, but yet you don't want to go play the numbers. How can I believe you if you ain't, you not moved to go do nothing, man? You see what I'm saying? Verse 18, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. All right, so let's go back to the lottery ticket situation. Hey, man, play these numbers. You gonna hit for 500 million, bro. I don't believe that, bro. I done bought 50 tickets, bro. I'll even go buy your ticket. That's how confident I am in this shit, bro. Look, how many of them you want, bro? I'll even front you the money, bro. We finna come up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, damn, he must really believe in this shit that much because he finna go buy me some tickets. Like, you know what I'm saying? He willing to lose his money. If he willing to lose his money on something that, you know, obviously he really believed this, you know what I'm saying? He really know that this is what's really going on, you know what I'm saying? If he willing to put up his little last dollars, you know, he got $10 left to his name to eat and feed his kids with, but getting still, he like, yo, bro, you need to play these numbers. You're going to win that 500 million. I don't know about that. Look, bro, I'm going to give you my last $10, let my kids starve, my wife starve, my baby need formula, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm telling you, bro, you're going to hit big. Now, you in your mind thinking like, damn, if you're going to let his kids starve or whatever, whatnot, he really, and spending his last $10 on this instead of food, or, you know, he went to the store and split the ticket, you know, 5 for me and 5 for you. He must really believe this shit, bro, because he, you know, he's not looking at this my last $10. I ain't going to have no food to feed my family no more. He's like, no, I'm going to use my last little $5 to buy this here lottery ticket to come all the way up to take care of my family, you know. Verse 19, thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. You know, so, hey, you know, you say that you believe that you're an Israelite, you believe in this here truth or whatever, whatnot, you know. It says the devils also believe and tremble, all right? So, you know, a lot of people say that oh, yeah, I know I'm an Israelite, I know I'm an Israelite or whatever, whatnot, you know. You say you believe this, and you all wishy-washy about it, or, you know, you can say that you believe this, but your actions are really going to speak louder than your words, you know. How much do you really, really believe this? How much do you really, really believe that this is going on, you know? How much do you really believe that Babylon is about to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles in this very near future, you know? Obviously, you don't believe in it that much when, you know, you're trying to invest into the stock market long term and go get you a damn $500,000 house and whatever, whatnot. You're trying to do all this for the long haul. You obviously don't believe this, man. All right? So it says, thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. You know, just like, matter of fact, I opened up Revelation 12:12. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. Key in there, he knoweth he hath but a short time. According to the prophecies, he believe in these prophecies. He understand what's, the elites, they somewhat understand what's going on. They know it's the end of their time in their rulership. So what are they doing? And they believe that Yahushua is going to return back to fight with them. Why do you think they got their Space Force popping? You see what I'm saying? They're showing you their faith by their works, They're showing you what's really going on. They show you by investing all this money to keep Jake asleep, man. They show you all these different things, man. So the devil believe too. These devils, they believe, but they tremble. They're like, oh shit, man, these Jakes is about to wake up. We got to put them back to sleep, man. We got to go and do this and we got to go do that. At least we'll fall and not be in our kingdom no more, man. So, hey, if these Edomites believe and we know that they the damn devil, how much more of you if you the children of the Lord, man? All right? This is the book of Isaiah 55 and verse 6. Seek ye Yahawah while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So going before the famine of the word, you want to make sure that you're doing, how do I say, make your calling and your election sure, man. You know what? Let me read this one more time. I just thought of a precept. This is Isaiah 55 and verse 6. Seek ye Yahawah while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. All right. So let me go from there to the book of this is Jeremiah 25. I'm gonna start at verse 3. From the 13th year of Josiah, the son of Ammon, the king of Judah, even to this day, that is 20th year, the word of Yahweh came unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but you have not hearkened. Now the point I wanted to get at was at the bottom of their script, right? It says, the word of Yahweh came unto me, and I spoke it unto you, rising early and speaking, but you have not hearkened. So what? The men of the Lord are out here revealing the Lord's secrets, and unto the rest of the elect or whatever, whatnot, to build them up and get them how do I say, in line for salvation. Getting them built up and edified for this here the times that we coming into. But what? Well, let me keep reading. Verse 4. And Yahweh have sent me unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened nor inclined your ear to hear. So the Lord, sent forth his prophets to warn you, like we just read in Ezekiel chapter 3, to give you their warning. The Lord sent forth his prophets for that reason. But what? You didn't want to hearken. You didn't want to, answer the Lord's call, more or less to say. And Yahweh, verse 4, and Yahweh has sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened nor inclined your ear to hear. Then say, turn ye again now, every one from his evil ways and from the evil of your doing, and dwell in the land that Yahweh hath given unto you and your fathers forever and ever. So basically, you want salvation? You need to hearken unto the Lord right now, man. Verse 6, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them and to provoke me unto anger. Provoke not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. So really, this here judgment is coming down onto these Israelites that don't want to hearken. Was that it? Let's go into something else. But hey, ultimately the Lord. Oh, you know what? I can grab that real quick because it's going into the same thing. Oh, let me grab this first, because the Lord is calling out unto you. But what you basically sending that phone call onto voicemail. Let me grab this first. This is Judges chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore will I deliver you no more? Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. All right, so basically going into that, the Lord is saying, all them gods or whatever you believed in beforehand, you come across this here truth or whatever, whatnot, you put your trust into your money, this here system, the government, whatever it is, you put your trust into. The Lord say, go to those gods, go see if those gods will deliver you, go see if those gods are going to help you out, man. All right, go into them, the ones that you were spending your time with and serving those gods or whatever, whether it was your woman, whatever it was, Let me get this in Isaiah 65 and 12. All right. I was just making a mention, you sending the Most High's phone call to voicemail. Isaiah 65:12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. The Lord is you didn't get to see the video, but Jake was getting his ass beat by the police. All right. But ain't no telling what he did in his life, man. He probably came across a camp, came across some videos, laughed and scoffed, got on the comment board, talked a lot of shit, telling some, oh, no, the white man loves me or whatever, whatnot. And the Lord showed him. You know what I'm saying? So it says, verse 12 again, therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer, and when I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So as the Lord is calling you, you keep sending this phone call or voicemail. So guess what? He said, all right, so guess what now? Guess what now? I'm going to just basically line your ass up and just slaughter all you people, man. All right, going into what, the 2/3 or whatever, whatnot. They ain't want to hearken. They wasn't going to listen from Jump Street, But guess what? They're going to have to learn after death by pain, So let me go to, is there any more precepts I want to grab? No, so we can close out right here. Proverbs 1. I'll just read it to the end. Proverbs 1:21. Proverbs 1:20. All right. It says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief places of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city, she uttereth her words, saying, we on the highways and the byways, and we also on the internet highway with these here videos, Verse 22, and we always asking, the same question. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in scorning, and fools hate knowledge, How long are our people going to be still worried about some rap, hip-hop, Kobe Bryant, and all these different things when, hey, man, you need to be worried about your own salvation. Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you, unto you. I will make known my words unto you, and that's ultimately where we at now, where the Lord is giving us these breakdowns and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these here scriptures, starting with the apostles on down. Verse 24, because I have called and you refused. All right, like we was just reading in Isaiah 65:12. All right, it says, because when I called and you refused or rejected that phone call, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have said it not all my counsel, and would not none of my reproof. So as the Lord was trying to warn you and tell you about these things, you kept ignoring those things. All right. Verse 26, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And I touched on that in that video yesterday, that where Jake was getting manhandled by the police. It was one Jake, he didn't even know, they just called him over there. But nevertheless, as 15 cops descended on him, and they was all beating him down and stomping him out on whatever, whatnot. He on his stomach, they trying to flip him over, whatever, whatnot. He crying, oh, God, help me. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. But I guarantee you, I can't guarantee you this, but more than likely, or it's a possibility, he walked past the camp, or he saw it on YouTube, and he laughed and scoffed at us, maybe even try to buddy up with Esau, But now, when these things are starting to happen, the Lord is going, let me read again. Proverbs 1:26, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. All right. And, you're not going to hear the Most High himself laughing. All right. This is going to be what? The minute of the Lord laughing at your ass, man. Like, it's funny y'all niggas got that coronavirus. It's funny y'all got this. It's funny y'all got that, This is the Lord sending them death angels out at you, This is why it's going to be funny, because why? You could have, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans could have simply avoided all this had you just came back into the truth. But because, again, you kept rejecting the Most High's phone call, all right, he going to, just like in the days of Noah, man. 120 years Noah out there preaching. Nobody really took him serious or whatever, whatnot, until them rains came. Then they all thought he was serious, was banging on the ark door. But guess what? The ark door was already closed, man. All right. Verse 27. Let me read 26 again. I will also laugh at your calamities. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer, and they shall seek me early, but shall not find me. So you kept sending you kept sending the Most High's phone calls to the voicemail. So when you're gonna call out to him, and straight to voicemail. Really is you got the wrong phone number. Like I said in that video yesterday where dude was getting a beat down, right? He calling out, oh God and Jesus. Like, yo, you got the wrong phone number, homie. Yeah, you called the wrong people, you know, because Jesus is akin to them same people that stomping you out. You know what I'm saying? You need to be calling on Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashai, man. That's the Father's name is Yahawah. All right, Bahashim means in the name. All right, Yahawashai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, right? So it says, verse 28, then they shall call upon me and I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. All right, so then they're going to be, again, Amos 8 and 11, man. Famine of the word come take place. Now you want to go out on the internet. You searching high and low on the internet, looking for the men of the Lord, watching, you know, maybe you downloaded some old videos and you're looking at the background, trying to figure out where they was at. Maybe you can roll up on them and find them or whatever, whatnot. You know, but guess what? Hey, your phone call is being rejected at that point in time, man. All right. Verse 28 again, they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahawah, they would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. So every time the Most High was trying to give you a warning, you just brushed it off, whatever, whatnot, you know. It says, therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. They shall be filled with their own devices. Right? So, hey, you think that you God, I'm in control of my life or whatever, whatnot. Okay, as these calamities come, tell yourself to deliver yourself up out of these situations, man. All right. I'm going to read verse 31 again. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own ways and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. All right. So ultimately, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you have your head, your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. And it's a dark time, which is these scriptures and the breakdowns of these scriptures. So you have to make your calling your election sure, man. You see something happen to a brother's page or whatever, whatnot. You know, he ain't been uploading for a couple days or a week. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Comment on an old video and see what's going on with that. You know, maybe the page is down or whatever, whatnot. They got a new page where they're uploading on a whole nother page or whatever, whatnot, because their main page is down or whatever could happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't teach in this location no more. We teach in this here location. All kind of different things, man. You just want to, how do I say, make your calling your election sure, man. All right, do your due diligence to make sure you've done all that you can do, you know, in these last times to just make sure that you make your calling your election sure, man. All right, whatever it takes for you to be able to get this here wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because it's going to be the stability of that time in those days, man. You don't want to be half-assing this thing, man. All right, and like I said, being on fire is not just you doing videos and the type of tone that you got with the videos or whatever, whatnot, or how many videos you putting out, you know, but nevertheless, you could be a listener or whatever, whatnot, you know, and you over here watching certain video, you watching the videos, taking notes or whatever, whatnot, subscribing to these pages or staying in the loop with certain things, you know, and just watching videos, you know, so you can, hey, well, shit, they took down this here video, but I already knew over here, whoop-de-whoop, this is where I can find the backup videos. Now I'm right back on. I ain't even miss a beat yet, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.